In the spotlight tonight is Ivon Thomas from Llanelli, a retired head teacher, and his specialist subject is the operas of Giuseppe Verdi. Nick Mazonovich from Cheltenham, an English teacher whose subject is Inspector Morse. Lynn Ashcroft from Rufford in Lancashire, a systems analyst, and her subject is Anne Boleyn. And Peter Taylor from Hoddesdon in Hertfordshire, a retired bank official. His specialist subject is the locomotives of Sir Nigel Gresley. Hello, I'm John Humphreys and welcome to Mastermind. The rules may be simple, but the questions far from it. Just 2 rounds of 2 minutes each on specialist subjects and on general knowledge. The 4 contenders need to stay cool in the spotlight and prove themselves in this supreme test of memory and nerve. The winner tonight goes through to the next stage and then, who knows, the final and the highly prized title of Mastermind Champion. So let's have our first contender, please. And your name is?
Ivon Thomas.
Your occupation?
I'm a retired primary school head teacher.
And your chosen subject?
The operas of Giuseppe Verdi.
In 2 minutes, starting now. Verdi's opera I Due Foscari is based on a play by which English writer?
Lord Byron.
Yes, which composer and librettist revision of Simon Boccanegra led to his collaboration on Verdi's last 2 operas?
Arrigo Boito.
Yes, which future great conductor played second cello at the premiere of Otello?
Toscanini.
Yes, what's the proper title of Aida's aria, which is sometimes called the Nile aria?
Ritorna Vincitor.
O Patria Mia. Oh. The action in which opera was transferred to 17th century Portugal because of censorship in pre-unification Italy and was staged under the title Giovanni di Guzman when it was first performed in Italy?
Alzira.
The Sicilian Vespers. Which character sings the line Bella figlia dell'amore in the quartet in Act 3 of Rigoletto?
That's the Duke of Mantua.
Yes, in La Forza del Destino. By what name is Alvaro known after he's entered the monastery of the Madonna degli Angeli?
Pass.
What is the title of the comic opera that was one of Verdi's early works and was booed off the stage at its premiere in 1840?
Un giorno di regno.
Correct. At the end of Don Carlos, the mysterious monk or friar from Act 2 is recognised as whom?
Philip of Spain.
Charles V. Which instrument does silver sound at the wedding of Hernani and Elvira, causing Hernani to fulfil his promise and kill himself?
The hunting horn.
Yes. Which soprano sang the part of Abigail in Nabucco when it premiered at La Scala in 1842?
Giuseppina Straponi.
Yes. What is the title of Alfredo and Violetta's duet in La Traviata in which they plan to resume their lives far away from Paris?
Parigi Cara.
Yes. Which celebrated soprano featured in the prima donna role of the opera I Masnadieri when it premiered in London in 1847?
Patti. No.
Jenny Lind. In Giovanni d'Arco, the central part of the chorus O Duce Noi Sempre Mirasti, sung by the English soldiers, has been thought to resemble which patriotic song?
Pass.
The setting of Un ballo in maschera was changed from 18th century Stockholm to which city in order to enable it to be staged in Italy in 1859?
That was to Boston.
It was indeed. You had 2 passes. Hearts of Oak.
Oh, yes.
Is what we were looking for. And after Alvaro entered the monastery, he was known as Father Raphael.
Oh, right. Okay.
2 passes. Ivon Thomas, 9 points.
Thank you.
And our next contender, please. And your name is?
Nick Mazonovich.
And your occupation?
English teacher.
And your chosen subject?
Inspector Morse.
Inspector Morse in 2 minutes. In which of the novels is Morse's first name, Endeavour, revealed on a card that he's written to Lewis?
Death is now my neighbour.
Correct. Which Oscar-winning film director wrote the screenplay for The Dead of Jericho, the first of the novels to be televised?
Anthony Minghella.
Yes, in the television series, Morse is described as a Lonsdale man, but at which Oxford college is he said to have been an undergraduate in the novel The Riddle of the Third Mile?
St John's.
Correct. In The Wench is Dead, on which narrow boat was Joanna Franks travelling before she was found dead in the Oxford Canal?
Pass.
What poison is used to murder the hard-of-hearing exam board member Nicholas Quinn in The Silent World of Nicholas Quinn?
Arsenic.
Cyanide. In the television episode Last Bus to Woodstock, which character is interviewed by Morse in the circus snooker room about the murder of Sylvia Kane?
Sue Widdowson.
Jimmy. In 1991, under what title did Dexter publish the storyline that he'd originally written for the television play The Wolvercote Tongue?
The Jewel That Was Ours.
Yes, in Death Is Now My Neighbour, Jeff Owens, who lives in Bloxham Drive, where Rachel James is murdered, is a reporter for which newspaper?
Oxford Mail.
Correct. In the episode Service of the Dead, in which church is the body of a man thought to be the church warden Harry Josephs found stabbed?
St. Feedred.
St. Oswald's. What is the registration number of the maroon Mark II Jaguar that Morse drives in the television series?
Pass.
In the novel The Secret of Annex 3, what is the name of the Oxford hotel owned by the Pools winner John Binion, where a murder is committed on New Year's Eve?
Pass.
In the episode The Last Enemy, David Kerridge and Arthur Drysdale had been rivals for which lectureship?
Pass.
In the novel The Remorseful Day, Morse leaves 1/3 of his estate to which former lover?
Sister Janet McQueen.
Correct. In The Dead of Jericho, Morse is convinced that events have been inspired by Sophocles' writings about which mythological king?
Oedipus.
Yes, in Series 3, whose strangled body is discovered in the BMW parked in Bay 5B of the Westcott car park?
Pass.
With which piece of sports equipment does Mrs. Warbut finally kill the real Yukio Lee in The Settling of the Sun?
Croquet mallet.
A croquet mallet it was. And your passes, it was Michael Gifford's strangled body found in the BMW. The Sheldon lectureship was the one for which they were rivals. Haworth Hotel is the name of the one owned by the Pools winner. 248 RPA was the number of the car. And in The Wench is Dead, the narrowboat was the Barbara Bray. 5 passes. Nick Mazanovich, 8 points. And our next contender, please. And your name?
Lynn Ashcroft,
And your occupation?
systems analyst.
And your chosen subject?
Anne Boleyn,
Anne Boleyn, in 2 minutes. Hever Castle was formerly suggested as the birthplace of Anne Boleyn, but at which Norfolk manor house is she now generally believed to have been born?
Blickling,
Yes, in 1515, Anne entered which queen's household, staying there until she was recalled in 1521?
Queen Claude,
Correct. Which Catholic priest's assertion that Anne had 6 fingers on her right hand and a large wen under her chin is thought to be largely responsible for much of the dark legend surrounding her?
Peto,
Nicholas Sander. In which pageant, enacted on Shrove Tuesday 1522, did Anne play a damsel in distress called Perseverance alongside her sister Mary?
Chateau Vert,
Correct. What title did Henry bestow on Anne in September 1532 at a ceremony for which she wore a crimson velvet gown edged in ermine?
the Marquis of Pembroke,
Correct. What was the name of Henry's goldsmith from whom he ordered a cradle of silver and jewelled Tudor roses when Anne became pregnant again after the birth of Elizabeth in 1533?
Sandys,
Cornelius Hayes. Which French humanist poet came to England after being saved from imprisonment through Anne's intervention?
Pass,
In 1520, it was proposed she should marry James Butler in order to settle their respective fathers' rival claims to which title?
the Earl of Ormond,
Correct. What was the name of her almoner whose sermon at the Chapel Royal on Passion Sunday, 1536, included a thinly veiled attack on her enemy Thomas Cromwell?
Lely,
John Skip. On which ship did Henry and Anne set sail from Dover to Calais in October 1532 for Henry's meeting with Francis I?
Pass,
On which Christian feast day did her coronation take place in 1533?
Whitsunday,
Yes. Which lawyer from Savoy, who arrived in England in 1529 as imperial ambassador, became a great enemy of Anne through his pursuit of the interests of Catherine of Aragon?
Eustace Chapuis,
Correct. What was the name of the Boleyn family's chaplain at Hever, who was one of the envoys sent to the Pope to ask for dispensation for Henry to marry Anne?
Gardner,
John Barlow. In 1536, which musician thought to be of Flemish origin confessed, possibly under torture, to adultery with Anne?
Mark Speeton,
Yes. Which book published by William Tyndale did Anne describe as the dearest book that ever dean or cardinal took away? I'll finish the question after it was removed from her possession for being heretical.
the New Testament,
The Obedience of a Christian Man was actually what it was, though it very well might have been the New Testament, I suppose. The ship on which they set sail in 1532 was the Swallow, and Nicholas Bourbon was that French humanist poet who came to England. 2 passes, Lynn Ashcroft, 8 points. And our final contender, please. And your name is?
Peter Taylor,
Your occupation?
retired bank official.
And your chosen subject?
The Locomotives by Sir Nigel Gresley.
The Locomotives of Sir Nigel Gresley in 2 minutes. On which incline did Mallard set the world speed record for a steam locomotive on the 3rd of July 1938?
Stoke Bank.
Yes. What was the name of 1470, Gresley's first Pacific, which emerged from Doncaster Works in 1922?
Great Northern.
Yes. Who retired as Chief Mechanical Engineer at the Great Northern Railway in 1911 and was succeeded by Gresley?
Ivon.
What name was given to the dome cover housing a steam collector which was fitted to Windsor Lad?
Banjo Dome.
Yes. Which name, derived from the nickname of William the Conqueror's father, was given to A34479?
Victor Wilde.
Robert the Devil. What musical nickname was given to the K3s because of their syncopated exhaust beat and their uneven shuffling motion?
Jazzer.
Yes. Which Gresley locomotive was sent to the testing plant at Vitry-sur-Seine for extensive trials in 1934?
Pass.
In order to improve crew comfort, what was fitted to the K2 Moguls transferred to Scotland for working on the West Highland Line?
Bucket seats.
Side window cabs. In which city was A44469 Sir Ralph Wedgwood damaged beyond repair by a German bomb in April 42?
York.
Yes. Gresley's giant Garrett was used as a banking engine up which incline near Barnsley?
Licky.
Worsborough. What type of valve gear, in which steam is admitted to and expelled from the cylinders by lifting valves, was fitted to the D49 Hunts and also to Cock of the North?
Poppet valves.
Yes. One of the two V2s named after schools was 4818 St Peter's School, York. What was the name of the other?
Pass.
What name was given to the valve gear widely used by Gresley, in which the operation of the valves with the middle or inside cylinder was controlled by the outside cylinders?
Conjugated.
Yes. The Killchap exhaust system, which was fitted to many large Gresley locomotives, takes its name from which two engineers?
Chapelon and... no, pass.
Which company did design work on the B-17 Sandringhams? I'll finish the question. And built the first batch of 10?
North British Locomotive
North
Company.
British it was. You got Chapelon, it was Killala, was the other name you wanted. Durham School was the other school after which a V2 was named. And Cock of the North was sent to Vitry-sur-Seine for those trials. 3 passes, Peter Taylor, 9 points. Well, that's the end of the first round, specialist subject, so let's have a look at the scores. In joint third place with 8 points are Nick Mazonovich and Lynn Ashcroft. In joint first place, what a close contest, with 9 points, Ivon Thomas and Peter Taylor. So, let's get on with the general knowledge round and ask Nick Mazonovich to join us again, if he would, please. Now, I gather that you reckon that the Morse books are better than the programmes.
Yes, there's so much intricacy in them. The plots are so detailed. Even a single spelling mistake in a letter could be a clue. And I just love that, all the wordplay in them. You really have to pay attention when you're reading them.
Dexter, Con Dexter, the man who wrote the books, is a complete crossword fanatic. Now, that is important as far as the books are concerned.
Yes. I believe in the first novel, all the characters were named after winners of the Observer crossword competition.
Real winners?
Real winners, yes.
So you win the Observer crossword,
Yes.
and then you find yourself as a victim or a murderer, did you say?
Generally as a victim. I don't think he uses the murderer's names, but yes, I think that's the prize in the Observer crossword, to become a victim in Inspector Morse.
Right, well, you have 8 points with your knowledge of Morse. Let's see how you do with general knowledge. What name do the French give to the English Channel?
The sleeve.
Yes, La Manche. In which year did James Callaghan succeed Harold Wilson as the Prime Minister?
1976.
Correct. Which biscuit, made with ground almond, sugar and egg whites, is claimed to have been made as long ago as 791 AD in the monastery of Cormery?
Digestive.
Macaroon. In the television series Men Behaving Badly, what's the name of Gary's girlfriend, played by Caroline Quentin?
Dorothy.
Yes. In which water sport are fish, gun and rhino types of the basic equipment?
Pass.
By what name was the writer-born Eric Arthur Blair better known?
George Orwell.
Yes. Castle Bay is the chief ferry port and principal town on which Hebridean island?
Pass.
Which rock group took their name from the title of a track on a Talking Heads album?
Radiohead.
Yes, according to the book of Deuteronomy, who did Moses say was to be his successor?
Joshua.
Yes. By what name is the Special Operations Force of the American Army, which is based on the SAS, popularly known?
The Navy SEALs.
No, Delta Force. Which city's Roman Catholic cathedral was designed by Sir Frederick Gibbard after the original design by Sir Edwin Lutyens had to be abandoned because of the cost?
Liverpool.
Yes. Which Greek hero was, according to Homer, the son of Laertes and Anticlea?
Achilles.
Odysseus. In May 2001, which political party's blank manifesto was unveiled by its joint leader, a ginger tabby named Kathmandu?
Monster Raving Loony Party.
Yes. In which 1984 film did Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis play a trio of New York parapsychologists?
Ghostbusters.
Yes. What name was given to the speculative boom which collapsed and ruined many British investors in 1720?
The South Sea Bubble.
Yes, which painting by Velázquez shows him painting members of the Spanish royal family and their attendants in his studio?
Pass.
What name is given to the road from Dawson Creek in Canada to Fairbanks in Alaska, built as an emergency overland supply route during World War II?
Route 66.
The Alaska Highway. Which simple musical instrument consists of a small tapered pipe with a hole in it, finish the question, over which is stretched a thin covering that vibrates when the player sings or hums into it?
Jew's Harp.
No, a kazoo. That painting by Velázquez was Las Meninas. Castle Bay is the chief ferry port of the island of Barra, and you'd use a fish, gun and rhino in surfing, believe it or not. There we are. 3 passes. Nick Mazanovich, you have a total of 18 points. And now Lynn Ashcroft, please. And you are here in part at least to restore the reputation, or correct, if you like, the reputation of Anne Boleyn, because you see him as a bit of a schemer, a manipulator.
She is, but I think she was misjudged. I think she had to scheme and manipulate in the situation she was in. I don't think she was any worse than anyone else. And
so how did she get the reputation then? Was she set up?
I think in a large way. Obviously, she wasn't very popular with Catherine of Aragon's supporters. Everybody wanted to blame her for things afterwards. Henry wanted to blame her when she didn't have a son. Everybody was out to get her in the end, I think.
And when she couldn't deliver the son,
she went...
Good night, Vienna.
That's right. And he couldn't really divorce her because he was in the state where he'd already had one divorce. She had to go, basically. So she didn't have a very long life after that.
Right. Well, you scored 8 points, and 18 points is the score to beat. So let's see how you do with general knowledge. In Greek mythology, Jason assembled a band of heroes for the quest to find which fabled object?
The Golden Fleece.
Yes, which vegetable gives the Russian soup borscht its characteristic colour?
Beetroot.
Correct. In the UK, which wedding anniversary is celebrated with gifts of tin?
10th.
Correct. Which was the first of a series of 12 books by Arthur Ransom, set mainly in the Lake District and East Anglia, featuring the adventures of the Walker and Blackett children?
The Swallows and the Amazons.
Yes. What did the Home Secretary William Whitelaw promise young offenders when the Conservative Party came to power in 1979?
A short, sharp shock.
He did. Which country has patron saints called Andrew, Nicholas and Therese of Lisieux?
France.
Russia. What name is given to an arrangement of chemical elements in order of increasing atomic number, which shows the similarity of elements with related electronic configurations?
Isotopes.
The periodic table. Which ballet with music by Delibes has the alternative title The Girl with Enamel Eyes?
Coppelia.
Yes, in 1823, which American president issued a warning to European nations about interfering in the Western Hemisphere?
Monroe.
Correct. Which bird, a close relative of the woodpecker, is so called because of its habit of twisting and contorting its neck when startled?
The Wryneck.
Yes. Which club returned to the Premiership after beating Preston North End 1-0 in the playoff final in May 2005?
Pass.
In Shakespeare's Macbeth, whose ghost haunts Macbeth and sits in his place at a feast?
Malcolm.
Banquo. Which country rejected the idea of joining the European Community when it held a referendum in 1972 and again in 1994?
Norway.
Correct. On the reverse side of which coin did a wren replace Britannia in 1937?
The farthing.
Correct. What's the name of the thrice daily Catholic devotions consisting of 3 Ave Marias with versicles and a collect?
The Rosary.
The Angelus. Which winner of the Eurovision Song Contest was born Sandra Goodrich in Dagenham in 1947?
Sandy Shore.
Correct. Which coarse-grained igneous rock is the predominant rock type of Dartmoor?
Granite.
Granite is correct. Just the one pass, oddly enough, football. Shook your head at that one. The club that came back into the Premiership was West Ham. One pass, Lynn Ashcroft, 20 points. And now Ivon Thomas, please. And you are famous in South Wales as the man who's run the Llanelli Male Voice Choir for a very long time.
31 years.
I can't pretend to be impartial on the subject. They don't come better than Welsh male voice choirs.
Well, so the Welsh people, so we say, but we've got to admit that there are some other fine choirs.
Indeed.
Dare I say English choirs even.
But, yes, fine but not as fine. I mean, let's be...
You said that, not me.
At its peak, when there really almost was a Welsh male voice choir in every valley and every town, they used to come from the collieries, didn't they? I mean, that
Yes, and also from the nonconformist tradition with the Ysgol Gân, the singing school.
It is a lovely sound, isn't it, to anybody who's ever heard a
Yes,
good
it's,
male voice choir.
Yes, it's a sound that engenders a feeling of warmth, I believe. It's a feel-good factor in the people who listen to it.
Exactly. Right, back to the contest. 20 points is the score to beat. You have 9 at the moment. Let's see if you can do that. Which artist who worked for a property company until 1952 began painting characteristic scenes of his native industrial Lancashire in 1915?
Lowry.
Yes, in which country is Cape Matapan the southernmost mainland point?
That would be Chile.
Greece. The nickname Tin Lizzie was applied to which motor car first produced in 1908?
The Model T Ford.
Yes, in Egyptian mythology, which god was said to be the inventor of writing and the creator of languages?
Isis.
Thoth. What was King George VI's first Christian name?
George.
Albert. Whose first solo hit, Another Day, reached number 2 in the UK singles charts in 1971?
Pass.
Which London building was constructed on the site of the old Newgate prison?
The Bank of England.
The Old Bailey. In which Dickens novel does schoolmaster Bradley Headstone make Charlie Hexam his special pupil and fall in love with Charlie's sister Lizzie?
Pickwick Papers.
Our mutual friend, who won his first major golf title when he succeeded fellow left-hander Mike Weir as US Masters champion in 2004.
Phil Mickelson.
Yes, in 1926, who became the first person to televise pictures of objects in motion?
John Logie Baird.
Yes, what phrase coined by the former US Navy pilot Harlan Ullman was used by the American military to describe their aerial bombardment of Baghdad in April 2003?
Pass.
Which future Conservative Chancellor of the Exchequer was the city editor of the Sunday Telegraph from 61 to 1963?
Selwyn Lloyd. No.
Nigel Lawson. In metric units such as megawatt and megahertz, what does the prefix mega denote?
A million.
Yes. Who directed the classic science fiction films Blade Runner and Alien?
Pass.
Which American state capital was founded in 1839 as New Helvetia by the Swiss immigrant John Sutter?
Sacramento.
Yes. Who was appointed as the commander of the British 8th Army in North Africa and led them from the summer of 1942?
That would be Montgomery.
It would indeed. You had 3 passes. Ridley Scott directed Blade Runner and Alien. Shock and awe was that phrase used to describe the bombardment of Baghdad. And Paul McCartney was Another Day. 3 passes. Ivon Thomas, 16 points.
Thank you.
And finally, Peter Taylor, please. Now, you have a fascination for these locomotives, but not because you've spent half your life standing on the end of a platform with a notebook and a packet of sandwiches.
Definitely not.
No. Why? What was it? What got you interested in them?
Well, my father worked at King's Cross for 47 years, and he handled all the Gresley types there. He fired, cleaned and drove them.
And would he take you to the station?
Yes, when I was pretty young, 7 or 8, and there would be this huge machine. I was about halfway up the driving wheels of it, and they'd hand me up on the footplate, sit me on the driver's seat, let me blow the whistle, that sort of thing.
They were beautiful, weren't they? You can imagine
Yes.
them coming into the station.
Yes, incredible. I should think I'd die happy if I could now be on one of the preserved ones in the driving seat with a train doing about 90 miles an hour.
Really? Yeah. You never got to do that as a lad?
No, I did go with Dad once on a rundown semi-express.
Right.
Completely illegal, of course.
Well, you scored 9 points with your knowledge of the locos, and you have 20 points to beat still. That's the target to beat. Let's see if you can do it with general knowledge. 2 minutes starting now. According to the musical My Fair Lady, what hardly ever happens in Hertford, Hereford and Hampshire?
Hurricanes.
Yes, about which left-wing politician did Harold Wilson once say that he immatures with age?
Pass.
The southeastern part of which Hebridean island is separated from the mainland of Scotland by the Firth of Lorne?
Sky.
Mull. Which French king is credited with saying Paris is well worth a mass on his conversion from Protestantism to Catholicism?
Louis XIV.
Henry IV of Navarre. Who played the title role in the film Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves?
Errol Flynn.
Kevin Costner. Which Jamaican sprinter ran the 100 metres in 9.77 seconds in Athens in June 2005 to break Tim Montgomery's world record?
Johnson.
Asafa Powell. Who painted the raft of the Medusa, which was completed in around 1819?
Pass.
By what name is the deer that is known as a moose in North America, generally known in Europe?
Reindeer.
The elk.
Elk.
Which virulent lung disease was known as the White Death or the White Plague because sufferers from it appear very pale?
Tuberculosis.
Yes. In Greek legend, to whom did Paris award the golden apple on which was inscribed the words, "For the fairest," thereby incurring the wrath of Hera and Athene?
Hercules.
Aphrodite. Which character from children's literature lived in Toy Town with his friend Dennis the Dachshund and a policeman called Ernest?
Larry the Lamb.
Yes. Which bright yellow liqueur is named after an Italian war hero who held the Ethiopian fort of Endar Jesus in 1896 against overwhelming odds?
Pass.
Hector Berlioz based the libretto of which opera on Virgil's poem The Aeneid?
Pass.
In 1994, Archbishop Thomas Winning became only the second person from Scotland since the Reformation to attain which position in the Catholic Church?
Cardinal.
Yes, in normal circumstances, after how many weeks does a decree Nicaea become a decree absolute?
6.
6 weeks is correct. You had 4 passes. The Berlioz opera that I was looking for was The Trojans, Les Troyens. Galliano is that liqueur. Theodore Géricault is the man who painted the raft of the Medusa. And the politician of whom Harold Wilson said he immatures with age is Tony Benn. 4 passes. Peter Taylor, 14 points. So that's it. Let's have a look at the scores. In 4th place with 14 points is Peter Taylor. 3rd place with 16 points, Ivon Thomas. 2nd place with 18 points, Nick Mazanovich. In 1st place with 20 points, Lynn Ashcroft. Which means, of course, that she goes through to the next round. Congratulations to her. Please join us next week for more Masterminds. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Celebrity Mastermind tonight at 7, and later a mind-bending experiment on BBC Two. Can our thoughts be manipulated by machines? Dara O'Brien's Science Club returns at 8. Well, next, the smell of jasmine is all around in the A to Z of TV gardening.